Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy holidays. Welcome to a very special holiday edition video. It's been a while, as always. I took a much needed break from posting here. I went to see some family out of the country, I got a new job and started working, so I've just been really busy lately. I am so happy to be back and it's such a fun and wonderful time of the year. It is the season of giving right now, and maybe you're giving someone their first manga ever, and maybe that person gets sparked into collecting manga as a hobby. And I think the best gift that I can give right now is my advice to new collectors. I remember when I first started collecting manga and all the mistakes that I made, and there were like a lot. But yeah, basically for all those beginners out there, I've come up with a list of my top eight things that I think all beginners or just anyone really should know when it comes to collecting manga. I couldn't get 10. I tried getting 10 things, but it's your top 8. All right, that's it. The first thing, and probably the most relevant thing, especially if you live in the United States, is that other places exist besides Barnes & Noble. Now, Barnes & Noble is probably going to be the most convenient retailer and probably one of the biggest retailers for manga as far as like physical stores go. But they almost never run sales on their manga, and everything they have is new in print stuff. I remember when I first started collecting, I would have my dad drive me to Barnes & Noble's and I would take my $10 a week allowance and I would buy the newest volume of Kami-sama Kiss. And I would buy one volume like a week. And after that, I realized, wow, this is expensive. And it wasn't until after that I realized that you can buy manga online. Online shopping is definitely going to be one of your best friends when it comes to collecting manga, but that doesn't mean there aren't other retailers out there besides Barnes & Noble or, you know, whoever your big retailer is wherever you live. I think everyone at this point knows what Right Stuf is. Rightstuf.com is like the biggest anime on like manga retailer online. They always have discounted prices and it's really great if you live in the United States and Canada. I really don't know if they ship international, so don't take my word on that, but there's obviously tons of online places. I want to do another video that will break down every single place that I shop online for manga, because there's a lot. There's a million and one places that you can find a good deal. You just have to look for it. Number 2 on my list of top 8 things that you need to know before you start collecting manga is that out of stock does not mean gone forever. When a volume goes out of stock, it means that it's in between printing runs, and a lot of stores, either online or in person, have very, very short supply of these, and a lot of this has happened due to COVID. This is a very new thing. Manga kind of like skyrocketed in popularity right at the peak of COVID for obvious reasons. It's a great thing to get into when you're locked in the house, but due to this, the prices of things kind of just went up because everything was bought out and nothing was being printed. A lot of popular series that have come out right now, things like Blue Flag and Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, it's almost impossible to find volumes for them right now, but they are not gone forever. You will be able to get these volumes again. You just have to wait. I recommend, you know, ordering online. Pre-ordering is going to be a big help because when you pre-order, you're guaranteed pretty much to get those items. Not always, but like 95% of the time. And out of print is a completely separate thing. If a volume is out of print, it means it will probably never be sold again unless it gets re-licensed by whoever is selling that volume, whatever business. And if a volume is out of print, that is completely different from out of stock. Out of stock means that it's not in stock, it'll be back. Out of print means it will not be back. So when you're looking online, make sure that you're paying, don't overpay is basically what it is. Don't overpay for a volume that's out of stock because it will come back, and it's really not helpful for everyone else to feed into that market. Number 3 on my list is going to be buy from physical stores. And this kind of ties into number 1, but buying local and buying from physical stores is great for a couple reasons. You're going to have, and I'm not talking about Barnes and Nobles, so I should kind of backtrack. Used bookstores are your friend. I found that I've been able to complete a lot of, missing volumes from local stores. Comic book stores, call them up and see if they carry manga. Oftentimes they do, and oftentimes they buy them like used, and you're going to get things that you wouldn't usually find in Barnes and Nobles or on Amazon, stuff that Right Stuff doesn't carry anymore. And when you buy local, that's also great. That's obviously like an awesome thing. You're supporting a small business, and you're probably supporting a fellow collector or another hobbyist. Most of the best deals that I've ever gotten in collecting manga came from local stores. I highly recommend you Google your local used bookstores, Google your local comic shops, and call them up and see if they carry manga, because I guarantee you they probably do, and they probably have really good deals. So buy local, try physical stores before you go online, because there's nothing more satisfying than the here and now effect of like, here's this manga I've been looking for and I get to take it home with me and not wait 10 to 15 days for shipping and handling. Number 4, and probably the most important thing on this list, is to read before you buy. The biggest mistake I made in collecting manga when I first started was that I would buy anything and everything that was a good deal. I used to go to conventions, and if a manga was $3 or $1 or whatever, it went in my cart and my wallet came right out. And I ended up with a lot of manga that I never read and didn't care about. I'm actually still stuck with a lot of volumes of things that I don't ever want to read, and I can't get rid of them. My solution and advice to you on this is to read the first couple chapters or buy the first volume of a series and test it out to even see if you like it. Do not buy an entire series going in blind and then you're stuck with it. Don't go to Barnes and Nobles and say like, oh my god, they have all of One Piece, I'm gonna buy it. Don't do that. The worst thing you can do is have a bookshelf that is filled with quantity and not quality. You want series that you love, because that's what it's all about. You're collecting manga not to have the most volumes. It's not a competition. It's to collect series that you love reading, that make you happy, that you want to share with other people. That's what it's all about. You don't want to have like 30 volumes from like Tokyo Pop, Right Stuff, dollar blind box. Like, it's not about that, because that's why they're $1. Okay? Read before you buy, okay? Don't collect just to collect. Collect because you like what you're collecting. Number 5 on this list is a little contradictory to what I just said, but let me explain. So number 5 on this list is to buy in lots. And this might sound like, didn't you just tell us to not buy everything at once? And yes, I did. But if you do really like a series, okay, and let's say like One Piece, because that's a great example. If you have read a couple volumes of One Piece, and you've read it online and you know you like it, instead of buying each volume individually, your best bet is to go on eBay or Mercari or whatever. There's so many websites out there. Facebook Marketplace is also really great, and they will sell the entire run of a series for an extremely discounted price. This is also great if you've watched the anime for a series and you know you like it and you want to start collecting the manga. Instead of, one volume at a time, you can always buy the whole thing for a lot cheaper if you know you're going to like that series. This is also really great if you're trying to buy an out-of-print series, if you're really into collecting and you like the more expensive stuff. I've gotten really great deals on websites where people are selling like random volume lots. If you don't have any volumes of the series and you can just buy a huge lot of random volumes if it's big enough, and then fill in the blanks from there, it almost always ends up being cheaper. However, that brings me to my next piece of advice, which is also extremely important. If not, it beats the other thing that I said was important. This is way more important. Number 6 on this list, is this number 6? I don't know, is to budget. please, 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 please. I will thank you. Your wallet will thank you. Your future finances will thank you. Please, please budget when collecting manga. It is so tempting when you see a good deal to just buy it, and like there's obviously so much gratification that comes with just collecting manga and like spending money. Spending money is gratifying. We all know that. It is so easy to go overboard and go crazy when you're collecting manga. I've been there where I've spent like $500 in a week just buying series online. The worst thing I did was not budget. Obviously, spending money is different for everyone. Some people can spend $1,000 a month growing their collection. Other people can only spend $100, maybe less. Collecting manga is a hobby that's very easy to get out of control because it's really fun, is really what it is. My advice to you is to budget. Crunch the numbers. What type of series are you collecting? Are you collecting out of print volumes that are gonna run you $100 to $200 a piece? Or are you collecting like an imprint Shonen Jump that you can get on Right Stuff for $5.59? Collecting manga is fun, it should be, but it should not be something that puts you in financial distress or burden. Always put everything else first. You know, your food, your bills, your rent, all that comes first. Collecting manga comes second. I've been in that situation where I want to buy like this awesome deal that came up online for this out of print lot or whatever it is, but I have bills to pay, other responsibilities, and let me tell you, it will come up again. Sometimes you think you're getting the deal of the lifetime and a better deal shows up 1 week later. It literally happened to me a month ago. So just remember, budget, 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 okay? It's easy to go overboard, but if you have a budget, it helps not to. It makes it easier not to. That being said, number 7 on this list is to take it slow. Collecting manga is not a competition, and I know that social media often makes it seem like it is. And especially right now, it's super hard when you want to have all the volumes of a series and some of them are out of stock and you can only find them on eBay for $60 each and you just want to have that volume. It's okay to take a breather and say, I will get it, it will come back, and I'll just focus on collecting other things in the meantime. It's not a competition, and I know it's really easy for it to seem like it is when you just started collecting, and there are some people who have like 2,000 volumes in their collection and they've probably been collecting for years. The biggest mistake I see is that people get into collecting and they go crazy finding Craigslist lots and Facebook lots, and there's like 500 volumes of manga, but it's really like volume 3 of this one, volume 12 of this one, 27, and nothing's in order. There's no more than 2 volumes of the same series, and it kind of just leaves you in this weird place of like, how do I fill in all these blanks and do I even want to? It is okay to take it slow. You can be like I was when I started collecting, buying 4 volumes a month, and that's totally fine. Collect at your own pace. It is not a competition. Collection is for you and no one else. And my last piece of advice for any collector, new, old, it is so important to do your research. In the entirety of the manga collecting process, there are so many things that you can double check. Is this the best price that I'm getting? Is this a legitimate seller on eBay, on Facebook? You know, is this website that I'm buying legitimate? Am I gonna get scammed? Always, always, always check the details describing the condition of your manga. I cannot tell you how many times that I have bought a volume of manga that I thought was gonna be brand new and it had library stickers on it. Always do your research and double check what you're buying. Like I said before, call stores, look around. You don't have to buy everything right then and there because it's what you want. The best thing you can do is shop around and look for the best item for the best price, and even maybe wait a while. I have spent hours looking online sometimes just for 1 volume of a series because I thought I'd never find it, and sometimes it pops up in the weirdest places. Look, and always, always, always double check who you're buying from because I don't want to see anyone get scammed. It's happened to me and it's literally awful, okay? Oh, and never, ever, ever send friends and family on PayPal, okay? Unless you, like, actually know the person, okay? Don't do that. That is how you get scammed. That's one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you. Like, if you're buying on Reddit or Craigslist, whatever, Facebook Marketplace, do not send money through friends and family on PayPal, okay? Consider that number 9 on the list. That's like a separate thing. Okay, that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that that advice helps at least one person out there. I know how like daunting it can be getting into collecting manga because it's literally like an endless hobby almost. There's so many volumes out there, so many different series, but what I can recommend to you is to branch out, try a new series, something that you never thought you'd read before, a new genre, recommend things to your friends, get recommendations from them, follow new people on social media who collect manga, and see what they're talking about and make friends. That's like the best thing you can do, is make friends from this hobby. It's awesome, the people you meet. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. It feels so good to be posting here again. I missed it so much. And like always, I will see you guys next time. Bye!